Hi guys, today I'm going to be planting some carrots, getting ready for our fall crops because it is August 6th, even though it's the heat of summer, the hottest time of summer here, fall is just around the corner. And carrots can be tricky to germinate, so you want those warm days, but I figured I'd show you a trick that works for me. Okay, so I cleared away the mulch in a small area here because this spot's just going to be a small carrot bed. I'm going to be putting carrots kind of all over the place, and I don't like to crowd them into one spot. Just in case that spot isn't ideal, I have some backup plans. But from here, I take a piece of wood, and I'm just going to mark that, kind of push down on it, get a little bit of an imprint of where I'm going to sow the carrots. So you can kind of see the outline of the wood, because once the seeds are down and dampened, I'm actually going to put the wood back over the seeds. So today's carrot of choice is the Amsterdam carrot. They are a long straight version, and I do sow them pretty thick. Kind of just spread them out a little bit where they may have clumped together. Push them down. And then just very, very lightly water them. I don't want them drifting or puddling in any one spot. I want to keep them nice and separated. And a blast of water, because these seeds are so small, can easily throw them all over the place. After they've been watered in, just place your board on top of your seeds, making good contact with the soil. Kind of gently push it in there. And you're going to leave that on. That is going to protect the seeds from washing away if it rains, and give them some protection from drying out in the sun, because it is August and it's hot and sunny. I will check these every few days and see if they start to germinate. Once they start to pop up, if you don't remove the board, they're going to get leggy and die off because they're not getting any sun. But until that happens, I'm just going to leave the board on there. And over here, I'll actually be doing the same thing, but since this bed is shallower, I will be using a Chantenay carrot, which gets a lot shorter. It doesn't have a long root. It is short and stubby, because I know this bed is a lot shallower, and underneath it, you can see it's quite shallow. Underneath it is solid clay, so they won't grow through that. Okay, so I have the longer carrots, the Amsterdam carrots, in the taller bed that has softer soil underneath, so I know they have plenty of room to spread, and the shorter carrots in the shorter bed. And go ahead and oversow your carrots. Plant way more than you think you need. Really pack it in that small space, because germination for carrots can be quite tricky, and they are quite small seeds. A lot can happen. So a lot of them may not germinate, and even if they do, you want to thin them out later anyway. So it's not a bad thing to go crazy when you put your seeds in. There is really no spacing at this point. The seeds are just too small. On day 3, I'm just checking to see the progress of the carrots that I sowed, and you see all those little white things there? They're starting to germinate. Okay, it has been 5 days since I sowed carrot seeds. Look at them all. I think it's time to give these some sun. So I'm gonna remove the boards and just keep a close eye on them over the next few days and make sure they stay well watered. They're still pretty fragile at this point, but if they don't get some sun, they're just gonna start dying off. Now, 5 days to get to this point is actually really fast. I usually don't remove the boards until 8 days, but we've had a lot of rain and hot weather, so it forced germination a lot faster. Not only did the wood offer protection from critters and birds taking all my seeds, it helped prevent them from getting washed away in the rain and kept it moist under the boards so they didn't dry out. That is a huge problem with carrots, is just drying out before they get a chance to germinate because the seeds are so tiny and hard to deal with. Well, good luck growing carrots this year. I wish I knew the board trick when I first started out because I struggled to get carrots to germinate. They dried out instantly or the seeds just clumped together in one spot when they did germinate. So this has been very successful for me. And in my zone, I actually carried carrots all the way through the winter and was harvesting in the spring as well. Now, until they get big enough to mulch over to protect the soil from drying out, just make sure you keep them well watered, but do it gently because you do not want to wash them away. They're still kind of delicate and can easily be washed away. I hope that helped you out, and I'll see you next time. Happy gardening.